Okay. Not sure if we did 14 or not. You weren't here yesterday, huh? No. Prapanasya papati samanya kripayam api nija yogyata pratiti. Okay, we'll start with number 14, chapter 8, Surrender in Humility, Karpanyam. In Life Nectar of the Surrendered Souls, Sri Sri Prapana Jivanamritam. Okay, Srila Guru Maharaj's summary, introduction to a sloka by Sri Jamunacharya, the guru of Sri Ramanujacharya. Although the Lord is naturally gracious upon the surrendered soul considers himself unfit to receive that grace. Pretty clear. Prapanasya prapati samanya kripayam api nija yogyata pratiti. Yeah, pratiti. Okay. Then Jamunacharya tells us, O Lord, prayer, he prays, O Lord, one who keeps your pledge in mind and wholly surrenders unto you, declaring, I am yours alone, is a fit recipient for your grace. Is it only I who am not included in your promise? So the Vaishnava knows the grace of the Lord is there and, feels it, but simultaneously he feels like he's not qualified. Even the greatest of Vaishnavas have this kind of simultaneous feeling. Part of the whole reality, that's Chintya Veda Veda Tattva. Everything has its particular counter. Veda, and ultimately it's a Chintya, it's totally inconceivable. Coming up to the relationship between Radha and Krishna. Okay, we'll do one more, maybe two more. Number 15. Then Guru Maharaj's brief summary and introduction. Heartfelt petition in stark humility. Swaspashta Dainyenatma Vigyapati. Yeah, Vigyapatihi. Okay, then again Jamunacharya. O Mukunda, there is no offensive activity in this world that I have not performed thousands of times. Now, finally, I have no alternative but to simply weep before you. Shri Jamunacharya. Na ninditam karma tad astiloke sahasrasho yan na maya vyadhayan soham vipakavasare mukunda krandam sampratyagatis tvagare. Oh, excuse me, Tanagre. Okay. So Jamunacharya is praying to the Lord as Mukunda. He's feeling that he's been conditioned in the material world for so long. Every action in material consciousness is an offense, and these offenses all pile up. But then finally, he says, in the state of final surrender, there's just nothing else. There's nothing but Krishna, and Krishna can, give his grace or not give his grace. It's completely up to him, and the soul is left just kind of hanging. That's the nature, the eternal nature of the soul. In material consciousness, it's a kind of a tough one to swallow. because we all want to be, stable and in a position of happiness and all these things. But, simultaneously, Srila Guru Maharaj has told us that there's an underlying consciousness that's ecstatically connected with Krishna. So the pain of the separation is also ecstatic, whatever that means. But it's like that. So you're on a different plane of existence. So pain is part of that plane of existence, which is by nature filled with ever-increasing ecstasy. But that ecstasy is enhanced by the feeling of separation. So it's the same thing, but it's different. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva again. What time is it? Let's squeeze in one more. Then again, another one from Jamunacharya. It's a little bit longer, introduction, summary by Srila Guru Maharaj. The realization of feeling oneself to be situated on the outer limit of the unlimitedly merciful Lord's mercy. I think this marker got placed in the wrong position. So I'm just recognizing these verses. Maybe I just read them myself. Is this the right position? Does anybody know? Do you have it recorded or not?
About million offenses. I think you read it.
Huh?
The other day about the million offenses. I committed so many offenses and now I can just weep.
Oh, so okay.
I think I heard this the other day.
Yeah, well, we just more or less read that, right? Okay, well, I'll just continue. The outer limit. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we definitely have done these. I'm going to move ahead. See if I can find it. Darn it, I wish we could keep this in place. Oh, there it is, maybe. I made a mistake. No. Sorry, slight delay. Prabodhananda Saraswati. Prataparudra, we did that. Sanatana Goswami, yes. Prabodhananda Saraswati, yes. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to jump to number 25. I think we've done that also. Okay, anyway. Sorry, like a maidservant, even Sri Radhika, the heroine of the son of King Nanda, humbly petitions the Lord in his separation. Brajendra Nandana Virahe Taj Jitesh Varaya Swayam Rupaya Apidashivat Karpanyam. So Karpanya, again, is there in the shloka from Guru Maharaj. Humbly petitions. So Karpanya, it's translated as humbly, humility. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Giridhar Ju Ki Jai. It's translated as humbly, but Karpanyam, we know from explanations that it means completely destitute and without, like the sloka that we just read, without options. So Radharani is saying, or Guru Maharaj is saying that this is what is Srimati Radharani's mood. Oh my Lord, my loving consort and dearmost hero, where are you? I am your poor maidservant, please come to me. Quite sure we read that. He Nata Ramana Preshta Kvasi Maha Bhuja Dasyaste Kripanaya Me Sakhe Darshaya Sannidhim Shri Radha Bhayaha. Okay, so we've pretty much done that. So then we'll do one more and then keep the marker, both markers in this place. Okay. This is a long introduction by Srila Guru Maharaj. Like persons attached to hearth and home, even the gopis, the damsels beloved of Lord Shri Krishna, humbly petition the Lord in separation. Okay. And then, Vipralambe Shri Krishna Vallabhanam Api Grihashaktava Dainyoktihi. Dainyoktihi. That's humility, humbly petition. And like hearth and home, Grihasaktavad, hearth and home. Shri Krishna Vallabham Vipralambe. In separation, they pray to Lord Krishna. Then we have a quote from the gopis, no indication of where it's from. O lotus-naveled one, your lotus feet, eternally held as the object of meditation within the hearts of the greatest yogis of profound intellect, are the only resort for delivering those souls fallen into the well of material life. May those holy lotus feet graciously appear within the heart of we ordinary household ladies, the gopis. So this is the souls who are in practically the ultimate position of service, and in that state of pure service, they're overwhelmed by yoga maya and feeling themselves just like simple village cowherd girls. And how can we possibly have connection with that Supreme Lord? It's just not possible. They're comparing themselves to the great yogis and so on. And who are we? They're actually in that mood thinking like that because it enhances the loving exchange that develops. So, at the crux of our philosophy is this notion of vipralamba, in separation. Vipralambe, Sri Krishna Vallabhanam. Okay. Okay. And there being Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Shri Prabhupada Jivanamritam Ki Jai. Let me just make sure this one's in the right place too. Shri Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Okay. Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda ki jai. Okay. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, Mahaprabhu is speaking in, this is Adi Leela chapter 7, and Mahaprabhu is speaking to the Mayavadi sannyasis and completely tearing apart their interpretation of Vedanta Sutra that is drawn from the Sharirak Bhasya of Shankaracharya. And, you know, there's some question as to whether or not how it's been drawn is correct or not. Some people say Shankaracharya gave Brahmavad, which is different than Mayavad, but, you know, who knows. Here Srila Prabhupada in his purports indicates that all the followers, all these sannyasis were Mayavadis, meaning it's the belief that the material world is illusion, ultimately we're God, but somehow or other we've entered this illusion. And they even use the term Leela, which is pretty bizarre. So Mahaprabhu continues. I think this is the right one. Okay. Text 146. Previously he spoke about the Supreme Lord greater than the greatest, and that the devotee becomes submissive and feels himself very insignificant and surrenders in that mood. And through that feeling of insignificance, a reciprocal relation develops between the Lord and the devotee. And this reciprocal relationship is, you know, the basis of existence, the basis of reality. So Mahaprabhu is just stating this clearly, that this is what happens in devotional life, as opposed to the emptiness of the Mayavadi conclusions. So, text 146. One's relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, activities in terms of that relationship, and the ultimate goal of life, to develop love of God. These three subjects are explained in every code of the Vedanta Sutra, for they form the culmination of the entire Vedic philosophy. Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana Nama Etina Arta Sarva Sutre Paryavasana. Culmination, Paryavasana, culmination. The sutras, the culmination, Sutre Paryavasana, the culmination of the sutras is these three, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, which we've spoken of. And Mahaprabhu here is saying these are the core of the Vedanta Sutra. The Vedanta Sutra is pointing totally at that. So Srila Prabhupada goes on to show how the Vedanta Sutra, in the different shlokas of the Vedanta Sutra, point clearly towards these three stages of development in devotional life. So there he quotes a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, 8th verse, that basically says that if one doesn't engage in hearing and chanting about the Supreme Lord, no matter how well he executes the prescribed duties, he's not going to get anything. So the Mayavadi philosophers they may be expert in executing the principles of sadhana, because their consciousness has to do with withdrawing from the material energy and not engaging in devotion. It's you know, self-motivated. So because of that, you know, core self-motivation, they can't touch the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Mahaprabhu is giving us this idea that these three stages are essential and they come about by surrender. So next verse, 147. When all the Mayavadis sannyasis thus heard the explanation of Mahaprabhu on the basis of Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana, they spoke very humbly. Looks familiar also. Okay. Text 148. Dear Sir, you are Vedic knowledge personified and are directly Narayan himself. Kindly excuse us for the offenses we previously committed by criticizing you. The whole path of Bhakti Yoga is based on the process of becoming humble and submissive. So the great Mahaprabhu graced them, and they were able to become humble and submissive before him. And the explanation given by Mahaprabhu, because they were humble and submissive, the explanation of Mahaprabhu for the codes of Vedanta Sutra actually sunk in. Okay, so text 149. I didn't read the Bengali. Vedamaya murti tumi sakshat narayana kshama aparada purveye koilun nindana. Okay, 149. From that moment, when the Mayavadi sannyasis heard the explanation of Vedanta Sutra from the Lord, their minds changed, and on the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they too chanted. Se hoite sannyasira pirigela mana, Krishna Krishna nama sada, Korea grahana. Korea grahana. They accepted the Krishna nama. Sada, they always accepted the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead after hearing from Mahaprabhu. And Prabhupada talks about Prakashananda Saraswati and Prabodhananda Saraswati, who were also converted by Mahaprabhu and were followers of Shankaracharya's interpretation. Prabodhananda Saraswati wrote a number of books, among which are Chaitanya Chandramrita, Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, Sangita Madhava, Brindavana Shaktaka, and Navadvipa Shaktaka. While traveling in South India, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Prabodhananda Saraswati, who had two brothers, Venkata Bhatta and Tirumalaya Bhatta, who were Vaishnavas of the Ramanuja Sampradaya. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was the nephew of Prabodhananda Saraswati. Okay. Prabhupada was mentioning about Mahaprabhu's travel in South India in the year 1433 Shakhabda, which is in the 1500s in our time. And within 2 years, he met with Prabodhananda Saraswati and Prakashananda Saraswati. And Prabhupada says sometimes people say these two are the same, but they're not. Okay, text 150. Lord Chaitanya excused all the offenses of the Mayavadi sannyasis and very mercifully blessed them with Krishna Nama. Emate tan sabara kshami aparada sabakare Krishna Nama korila prasada. Okay, his mercy, he gave korila, Krishna Nama, the holy name, to sabakare, all of them. And kshami, he excused kshami aparada, excused their offenses of all these sabara, of all the sannyasis.
What's the Sanskrit for sannyasis here?
Well, it just means all of them. It says tan sabara, which means all. It doesn't specifically say sannyasis, but Prabhupada translated as sannyasis because it says all of them. Then Srila Prabhupada gives us some examples of Rupa Goswami's glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's addressed by Srila Rupa Goswami as Mahabhadanaya Avatara, or the most magnanimous incarnation. Srila Rupa Goswami also says, Karunya Vatirnaha Kaulo. It is by his mercy alone that he has descended in this age of Kali. So Prabhupada said this is an example of preaching, that by conveying Krishna consciousness, people can be transformed. Text 151. After this, all the sannyasis took the Lord in their midst, and thus they all took their meal together. Okay. Tabi sabha sannyasi mahaprabhuki loya Bhiksha korilena sabhe madhe visalya. Well, vasalya, sorry, vasu, seating. They're seating Mahaprabhu in the middle, in madhya, in the middle of them. All the Mayavadi sannyasis, Loya took him and gave them prasad. Gave him prasad, rather. There was no objection to taking lunch or Bhagavad Prasad with them, although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that the foodstuffs were not offered to the deity. Mayavadi sannyasis do not worship the deity, or if they do so, they generally worship the deity of Lord Shiva or Panchopasana, Vishnu, Shiva, Durga Devi, Ganesh, and Surya. Okay, here we don't find any mention of the demigods, and because they had chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he excused them and took their offering of foodstuffs. Text 152. After taking lunch among the Mayavadi sannyasis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gaura Sundar, returned to his residence. Thus the Lord performs his wonderful pastimes. Bhiksha Kori Mahaprabhu Oila Vasagara Hena Chitta Lila Kore Gauranga Sundara. Known as Gauranga Sundar. That's our Lord who's come here. Now mentioned by Kaviraj Goswami, who's telling us about what's happening with Mahaprabhu and it appears now, formerly Mayavadi sannyasis. Text 153. Chandrasekhara Tapana Misra Ara Sanatana Shuni Deki Anandita Sabakara Mana. Okay. Hearing the arguments of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and seeing his victory, Chandrasekhar, Tapan Misra, and Sanatana were all extremely pleased. So because of this victory, his devotees became pleased, and he also became famous all over the whole area because all the Mayavadi sannyasis became Vaishnavas. Text 154. Many Mayavadi sannyasis of Varanasi came to see the Lord after this incident, and the entire city praised him. Prabhu ke dekite ashi sakala sannyasi prabhura parasangsha kore sabha Varanasi. So prasangsa Kore Sabha, all the people of Varanasi praised Mahaprabhu when they saw him. Dekite, the Prabhu K. Prabhu. Okay. Text 155. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the city of Varanasi, and all of its people were very thankful. Varanasi Puri Oila Sri Krishna Chaitanya Puri Saha Sarvaloka Hoila Mahadanya. Mahadanya. People were very thankful. Sarvaloka, log, people. Okay.
Maharaj, is there still a holy place or a temple for?
There's a Mahaprabhu temple in Varanasi, and there's a I think they have his footprints. I think so, in Varanasi. I went to Varanasi in the 70s, so I kind of vaguely remember. But there's definitely a temple of Mahaprabhu there. But you know, Varanasi has reverted to you know, almost total Mayavadi notions, and the main temple there is a gigantic Shiva temple. Okay. Next, 156. The crowd at the door of his residence was so great that it numbered hundreds and thousands. Loksha, loka aise, prabhu ke dekite. Mahabida hoila dware nare praveshite. Okay. Dware nara praveshite. They could, there were so many they couldn't enter. Laksha. I think that means thousands and thousands. We came to the door of Mahaprabhu. Yeah. Dware, yeah, they were at the door. Okay. Prabhupada doesn't translate that they were told not to enter, but it clearly says in the transliteration, Nare pravashite, may not enter. Okay, text 157. When the Lord went to visit the temple of Visheshwar, hundreds and thousands of people assembled there. That's the big Shiva temple. It was there at that time. I don't know when it was begun, but maybe like 1,000 years ago. Prabhu Yabe Yana Visveshvara Darshana Laksha Loka Asi Mile Se Sthana. Okay, at that place, Sthana, Mile, they met. Laksha Loka. Laksha, hundreds and thousands, loka, people. They went to see at the temple of Visveshvara when Mahaprabhu went there. Yana, he went there. The important point in this verse is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regularly visited the temple of Visheshvara, Lord Shiva, at Varanasi. Vaishnavas generally do not visit a demigod's temple, but here we see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regularly visited the temple of Visheshvara, who was the predominating deity of Varanasi. Generally, Mayavadi sannyasis and worshippers of Lord Shiva live in Varanasi, but how is it that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who took the part of a Vaishnava sannyasi, also visited the Visheshwar temple? The answer is that a Vaishnava does not behave impudently towards the demigods. A Vaishnava gives proper respect to all, although he never accepts a demigod to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Brahma Samhita there are mantras offering obeisances to Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the sun god Surya, Lord Ganesh, as well as Lord Vishnu, all of whom are worshipped by the impersonals as Panchopasana. In their temples, impersonalists also install deities of Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, the sun god Surya, the goddess Durga, and sometimes Lord Brahma also. This continues in present-day India. Okay, Brahma Samhita shlokas talking about the worship of Durga, that she's the agent of Govinda. Then Vishnu and the ocean of milk is connected with Govinda as the origin, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Then Brahma connected with Govinda as the order to create, bring about creation of the universe by Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Then Ganesh also is indicated here. He's ordered to clear the obstacles on the path of progress in all the three worlds by Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. All the demigods are servants of Krishna and not equal to Krishna. So if one goes to a temple of Panchupasana, those 5 deities, one should not accept the deities as they are accepted by the impersonalists. Shankaracharya is an incarnation of Lord Shiva as described in the Padma Purana, and he propagated the Mayavada philosophy under the order of the Lord. This is already discussed. Shankara is not at fault, for he has thus covered the real purpose of the Vedas under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there's no fault on his part, even though he did that, because he's ordered to do it.
Maharaj, in general, people ask the demigods for material gain.
Yep.
So why would Mayavadis go to the material?
Well, because their notion is that these demigods are empowered and they're in the highest position in the universe. So by pleasing them, they can be raised higher and higher and higher, ultimately to a position beyond them and merge into Brahman. That's what they're thinking. So they're just utilizing the deity for their own purposes. So it's basically the same thing. It's just the flip side of the coin. One is praying to Shiva for a good husband or a good wife, and another is praying to Shiva for, elevation to become, pure enough to merge into the Brahman. But both are calculated. It's just flip side of the same coin, as we've said. But Ekala Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabha Britya. Only Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all others, including demigods such as Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Goddess Durga, and Ganesh, are his servants. The Mayavadi philosophy maintains that all these demigods are equal to Krishna, and that philosophy is a foolish misinterpretation. Text 158. Whenever Lord Chaitanya went to the banks of the Ganga to take bath, big crowds of many hundreds and thousands of people also assembled there. Snana korite yabe yana Ganga tire. Tahani sakala loka hoya mahabide. Okay, snana, you went to take bath, snana. To where? The Ganga. On the tire, Ganga tire, the bank of the Ganga. And there, great crowds, mahabide, assembled to see him. So it's sometimes people say, well, how is it possible? I think the scholars would say that Kaviraj Goswami is saying hundreds of thousands, but how is this possible that there was hundreds of thousands there by the river? Who can say? But then even today, which is a very fallen time in Kali Yuga, if you look at like the festival of Jagannath Puri, there was like 3 million this year. So it's not that difficult to understand if you understand the power of spiritual existence and the power that must have been manifested, the power and the beauty and the glory and the love that was manifested in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, way more so than what's there in Jagannath. Well, that's a difficult statement. But anyway, Mahaprabhu is Krishna, Radha and Krishna. Jagannath is, representation of Krishna at Kurukshetra. So I can't say that he's not, well, he's higher somewhat because he's combined at the highest position. Okay, so we'll do one more. Whenever the crowds were too great, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up, raised his hands, and chanted, Hari, Hari, to which all the people again responded, filling both the land and sky with the vibration. Hundreds of thousands, Hari, Hari. Bahu Tuli Prabhu Bole, Bole Hari Hari. Hari Dwani Kore Loka Svarga Martya Bhari. So, you know, the land and sky, Prabhupada says, but actually in the verse it says Svarga Martra, in the, you know, in the heavens, in the Svarga, the land of the demigods. They were hearing that vibration. It was so powerful because it came from the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the people followed. Okay, squeeze in one more verse. After thus delivering the people in general, the Lord desired to leave Varanasi. After instructing Sri Sanatan Goswami, he sent him towards Vrindavan. Loka nishtariya prabhura chalite hoila mana Vrindavane patayila Sri Sanatana. Sri Sanatana was Vrindavan patayila, sent towards Vrindavan. Okay. In his mind, Mahaprabhu sent, that's what it says. Chalite hoile mana. After Nishtariya, delivering the people, Prabhura did this. Prabhupada said, the Lord desired to leave Varanasi. Oh, gee. One more. Text 161. Because the city of Varanasi was always full of tumultuous crowds, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after sending Sanatan to Vrindavan, returned to Jagannath Puri. Ratri divase lokera shuni kolahala Varanasi chardi prabhu oila nilachala. Beautiful poetry. Every verse is amazing. And, you know, poetic and perfectly containing the, you know, the necessary information to, you know, fulfill the flow of the text. It's just, you know, unbelievable genius that is manifest here. It's almost, you know, inconceivable. Well, it is, I'm sure. It's all part of the Achintya Veda Tattva, the manifestation of transcendental energy in the form of likhi, letters. Just the power comes through by the grace of, you know, Kaviraj Goswami himself, Nityananda Prabhu, and the representatives of Nityananda Prabhu, our gurus, our beloved gurus. So, okay, so Mahaprabhu is heading towards Jagannath Puri, right, after sending Sanatan to Vrindavan, and with a statement that Varanasi was always filled with tumultuous crowds, and Mahaprabhu just desired to go back to Nilachala. Okay, I'll just finish with one more. I have here given a brief account of these pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, but later I shall describe them in an extensive way. Yeah, so later we will hear the discussion with Sanatana Goswami, which is very, very beautiful and very deep. E lila kohiba age vistara korea sankhepe kaliha kahilan ihan prasanga paiya. Okay. I have thus spoken, kahilan. I have spoken, sankhepe, in short. But age, vistare, I'll give later, age, I'll give a vivid description of these lila, this pastime of Mahaprabhu. Okay, now now Kaviraj Goswami is going to begin talking about the power of Mahaprabhu and how this sound vibration of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and the chanting of Hari Hari went all the way up to the borders of the universe. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswaramat Acharya Brinda ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswaramat Vaishnava Brinda ki jai. Visva Vaishnava Brinda ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Shrimadi Sudana. Giri Dhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunatha. Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. Ekta Gosai Kodi Sarana Vandana. Jahode Vignanath Abhishta Purana. Ekta Gosai Jarmuni Taradasa. Ekansavara Padavini Mora Panchagrasa. Sangera Tarana Sevi Bhakta Sane Basa. Janame Janame Mora Eya Vilasa. Ekta Gosai Jate Bhage Kolarasa. Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Kodila Prakasha. Anande Bolo Hari Raja Vrindavana. Guru Vaishnava Bhage Majai Amana. Guru Vaishnava Bhage Majai Amana. Guru Vaishnava Bhage Padma Kodi Asha. Hari Nam Sankirtan Kodi Narottama Dasa. Hari Nam Sankirtan Kodi Narottama Dasa. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Gaur Hari Ram. Jai Gaur Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Hari Ram. Jai Sripad Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhar Ju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakhak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Rupanga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Visvavaranya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mata Ki Jai. London Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mata Ki Jai. Samaveta Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai. Jantaraja Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Let's see, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.
Sripad Bhakti Vigraha Nyasi Maharaj Ki Jai.